What's up, everyone? I'm Brandon with the Rouge Collection, and I have Danielle Alysse Martin with me. How you doing, Danielle?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Okay, and you're the author of this great book, The Soles of My Shoes.
Yes.
Can you tell us what's inside?
Yes. The Soles of My Shoes is a collection of poems. It's my first published work. I've been writing poems since like the 8th grade, and one day I looked up and saw that I had so many poems on my computer. Had just recently lost my job, and I was like, hey, I got money sitting on my computer, so I compiled all of my best poems, put it in a book, and I published it.
That's awesome. So what kind of poems are inside of there?
Oh my God, poems about love, of course. Y'all always have to have love poems. Love, life, even death, because I lost my mother a couple years ago, so I wrote about that. I have poems about my kids. Of course, poetry is just an expression of whatever you're feeling at that moment, so it's all kind of stuff in here, so anybody can relate to it.
Okay, so those are based off of true stories.
Yes, most of them are. Some of them, of course, a lot of it is about me, but I have friends, and I know, of course, we talk, and so if it's something that they're going through that I might want to write about, it depends, because there are some poems in here about other people that I know and I'm close to.
Do you feel that that book has touched women all over?
I do, but only because I've been told that. Now, if you had asked me that and people hadn't said like, oh my God, this poem and that poem, and it really kind of made me feel a certain way, because in my mind, hey, I'm just putting this out there. I was a little apprehensive about it at first. So it's kind of gratifying when people actually tweet you, Instagram, and say, oh my God, this poem, and this is what I was going through, and this poem helped me. So yes, and surprisingly, yes, it has touched other women.
Now, I've read one of the poems.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you give us a sample of one of them?
Did you like me to read one?
Sure.
Because unlike others, I don't call myself a spoken word artist. You know, they memorize and they go perform, and I'm a writer. I write them. A friend of mine actually performed a piece for me before. I'm a writer.
Okay.
So I'm Shonda Rhimes.
Okay.
People else do
understand.
that. But I can read the cover poem. Of course, I am not The Soles of My Shoes. I wrote a cover poem for that. I can read a stanza or two for you.
Sure.
Okay. I am not my shoes, have never wanted to be defined or even recognized by an article of fashion. I am fueled by my passion. This journey, my journey, predestined to teach me and reach me. I've learned well-taught lessons. This is my confession. These feet were made for walking, but sometimes I run. Though not always for fun, my life's been at stake. No one can take it away.
Wow. Can you tell us what that means?
Well, this is what happened. When I compiled the poems and I knew the title that I'm really creative and stuff. I'm minorly OCD. It has to go together. So I have there 4 sections to this book. Learning to walk, just in keeping with the theme of the book. Learning to walk, running for my life, if the shoe fits, and strutting my stuff. So I was like, I have all these poems. I have this theme. Have shoes on the cover. So I wanted to do a cover poem that encompassed all of the sections. So I wrote a poem just kind of like from beginning to end. Hey, sometimes I've been running for my life, but now I'm kind of strutting my stuff. I'm older, I'm more matured, and sometimes I didn't really know what I was doing. So that poem just encompasses everything of the book. It's like a theme poem for it.
Gotcha, that's awesome. So about this novel that you have.
Oh wow, yes.
Tell us about that, because I'm interested.
Okay, I have a novel coming, this debut novel, The Morning After. Morning as M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G, The Morning After. It's a story about this girl named Joni. Don't want to give too much away, but Joni goes through a lot. Joni's a good girl, okay? And you hear all these stories about this person in a teenage pregnancy, this person had to overcome this, and it's triumphant when they become something else. But what about this girl who's been good all her life? You know, sometimes the good girls may feel less like they have a story, but you do, because you did what was right. You made the right decisions. But even in that, sometimes it's testing you, because hey, all these people doing all these wrong things and they're kind of prospering, so let me go do some wrong things. You know, so it's just a good girl's journey towards her faith in God. You know, sometimes she questions it, because like, hey, I've been doing right all my life with this person, you know, so that kind of, so it's like an ode to the good girl, because there are good girls out there. So, sorry, that comes out in April. In April. April 28th.
Okay, and where can we get it?
That's going to be online, of course, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, all online distribution sites, and of course through me, personally.
So what advice do you have to a bad girl in her teens?
advice that I would have, honestly, just because of my experience and just seeing it, I can't speak for because everybody's situation is a little different, but kind of just take a step back and examine why you're doing these things, because I don't think anybody wakes up in the morning and say, hey, today I'm gonna do drugs just because I want to. There's things that go on inside of people. So take a step back, evaluate why you're doing what you're doing. Is it gonna get, and most of the times when we're teens, I was a teen, you don't think about, hey, when I'm 25 and I want this job, but there's this Instagram photo of you. So just think beyond the moment. Like, how is this gonna affect me if one day I wanna get my life together? Am I gonna have this scarlet letter on me? So just take a step back and think beyond where you are.
Do you have children?
I do have 2 kids, a boy and a girl.
Okay. So this question is for you as a mother. Okay. What do you think the state of our youth is nowadays?
Oh, me and a friend were talking about that the other day. I don't know, because I didn't grow up like this. And not to say that everybody's growing up wrong. I really grew up to have manners. We were in the store and these kids, they knock you over, they don't care, they curse people out. I don't understand where it was lost. Because my grandmother taught my mother what was right, my mother taught me, I'm teaching my kids. So there has to be some type of generational that just, it didn't transfer. They're not like how we were. I used to substitute teach and I stopped because I couldn't deal, because I've never been around that type of behavior before. I mean, of course, I did things as a child, but I had to limit because I knew that my mother was gonna beat me. So I don't know, maybe we need a little bit more discipline. I'm not really sure. I'm still at a loss.
Gotcha. I said that to say that those poems in that book and that experience can somehow get them on track once again. So you do have a show coming up to display all of your poems. Can you tell me about that a little bit?
In order to capitalize on the soles of my shoes, because you also have to capitalize, can't stop here. So if you have something, I always try to capitalize on what you're doing. I like to write. I have a theater company as well. And I was like, what can I do? And it just kind of, I was sitting there, I'm always praying or thinking about it or talking over with my friend, like, what can I do next? And it hit me like, hey, these are poems. People can relate to them. So why not make them into monologues and present them to the public? And of course, the monologue will be different. These are actual poems. The monologues are based on the poems. So whatever I was thinking at the time, going through at the time, or the person that I wrote about was going through at the time, I'm presenting it to the public like, this poem, this is what this person was thinking, this is how they were feeling, this is how they were acting, if they had to be the person that's the subject of my poem. So it's just something to actually to bring it to life and more relatable to people. Everyone doesn't like poetry, but a lot of people kind of like theater and just the drama of it, of course. So just presenting it a different way to the public.
So where and when is the show? Okay,
I Am Not My Shoes, the monologues is this Friday, February 21st. There are 2 shows, a 7 o'clock show and a 9 o'clock show. It's at the Red Shoes on Government Street, and I think the address is 2303 Government Street. So tickets are $15. People have been reserving their seat online, of course, at www.soulsofmyshoes.com, or they could call 225-755-9181 because seating is limited.
Okay. So I just have one more question for you. If you could tell the whole world one thing, what would you tell them?
Live your best life now. Don't wait. Don't plan. You don't need 10 years to plan out and to live the dream that you want. There's so many resources available now, the internet, just people that are willing to help, because sometimes people's dreams seem impossible. I don't have the money, I don't have the time. Yes, you do. You can just do it now. Get on Google. You can find anything on Google. You want to publish a book, publish a book. You want to write a play, write a play. You want to be whatever, because we're just in this generation where it's time. If you want to do anything, just live your best life now. No more excuses.
And that's it. I appreciate you stopping by with us today.
I appreciate you having me. I really do. Love the Rouge Collection. Get the Rouge Collection.
Thank you. This is Brandy with the Rouge Collection signing out.